deep blue, underneath the ocean, we'll control the oceans wide, from down, down underneath the sea.
I'm Rear Admiral Thomas M. Dykers, retired. Welcome aboard for another true story about the Silent Service. This is the story of war patrols of the USS Silversides and how those patrols made a profound difference in the life of a man whom we shall call Torpedoman 3rd Class James P. Lane. But in a larger sense, just as ever-present danger was routine, as heroism was commonplace in everyday living, this is truly the story of all the submarines and all the submariners of the Silent Service. Pearl Harbor, the fall of 1942. This is the USS Silversides, already a veteran of the war in the Pacific. These men are replacements, waiting to become acquainted with the submarine that will be their new home. 3 of them are vitally connected with our story. Fireman 1st Class George Platter, Torpedoman 3rd Class Mike Harbin, Torpedoman 3rd Class James P. Lane.
Hey, what's the idea of that? Good luck piece. See, whenever I get into a tight spot, I rub his belly for a little good luck. Yeah? Huh. You figure that helps you out, huh? Well, I sure figure it doesn't hurt. I guess you don't believe in those things. No. The way I figure it, life's not so tough that a man has to go around rubbing statues to help himself out. Things come along pretty easily.
I didn't hear either of you guys talk about a little good old-fashioned hard work.
There's plenty of that ahead of us. Oh, no, it's not going to be that tough. No one's going to have to knock himself out to win this man's war. I know a lot of men who disagree with you, son. Their service records read killed in action. What's your name, son?
Torpedoman 3rd Class James P. Lane, sir.
Mm-hmm. There's another torpedoman here, too. Which one's Harbin? I'm Harbin. I'm Chief Torpedoman Swerdling. You two are joining my team in the forward torpedo room. You've been making some noises about how things weren't going to be so tough in this man's war, Lane. Now, maybe you better think of something first. The Silversides has seen something of this war, and if you think things have been so easy, just remember this. All you men are replacements. Okay. Grab your sea bags and follow me aboard.
24 hours later, the USS Silversides got underway, heading towards her patrol area off the shores of Japan, under the command of Lieutenant Commander Creed Burlingame. Her executive officer was Lieutenant Commander Roy M. Davenport. Under Chief Swerdling's meticulous supervision, every torpedo on board the USS Silversides was thoroughly checked and inspected regularly. Long, arduous hours of work were involved, but not for Jimmy Lane.
I thought I told you to check the detonator on this fish, Lane.
I already did, Chief.
That quick? Okay.
It's a pretty easy job, Chief. Most of them on this sub are.
Yeah. You know, one of these days you're going to find out just how tough things really are. When you do, I don't think I want to be in your shoes.
For several days, the Silversides continued her patrol without incident. Jimmy Lane continued to find life aboard the submarine as easy and carefree as he thought it would be.
How goes it, guys?
Oh, same as always. Everything's quiet aboard the mighty Silverside.
Hey, what's with you, Mike?
Some joker scratched his girl's name on the nose of this baby. Gotta smooth it out. Mike Harbin's motto, I search for more work.
Sometimes I can't figure you out, Jimmy. Didn't you ever have to work for anything in your whole life?
Of course. But never any harder than I have to.
George, we have a privileged boy with us here.
Been going to fancy prep school back east. College all set for him after that, and then his dad's business is waiting. What's he want to work for?
Knock it off, Mike.
No, look, I think that's all great, if a guy can get it. Only,
Only what?
Well, what Mike means is, you don't know what real work is. I mean, well, maybe you had things too easy or something. It's just not going to work that way aboard this sub.
So we're back to that, huh? Okay. Okay. I'll show you how tough I can get. Get out the old AC-doocy board.
Left full rudder, all ahead flank.
Captain to the bridge. Periscope off starboard quarter.
Another sub.
Well, maybe she's one of ours.
Not around here.
She's under, and we're surface. We'll be a sitting duck.
Make ready, all tubes. On the double.
Tubes ready. Depth set at 50 feet.
Final bearing. Stand by. Mark. Fire!
Depth charge. Gotta close the blockhead flappers.
Hold it, Harbin! It was only our fish hitting home. All right, Harbin. Rather have you on the ball even if you make mistakes. And get it in your head that fighting this war's such a snap.
This is the captain speaking. Congratulations to all hands. We've just knocked off one Japanese sub.
Whoa! Oh, one sub sighted, one fish fired, one sub sank. You have to admit, Chief, that wasn't very tough.
As the Silversides continued her patrol, the hunting was excellent.
Bearing. Mark.
026.
Conscript. Resume fire.
Fire to me.
Stand by to shift targets.
Enemy ship after enemy ship was picked off by the Silversides with little or no resistance. And all of this only served to strengthen Jimmy's philosophy concerning the ease of life in general and submarine warfare in particular.
Ship contact. Captain to the bridge.
I wouldn't worry, Mike. 8 to 5 says we'll knock her off inside half an hour.
What do you make of her, Captain? Not much doubt, Roy. She's a patrol boat. We'll take her with the deck guns. Battle stations, gun action.
All right, all gun crew on the double. Come on, boys, jump to it. Jump!
You heard what the chief said, jump! Hey, come on, man!
Easy, man, easy. She's got to make a fight for it.
yourself some target practice.
Commence firing!
Go ahead.
You're hitting! Carpet fire!
Now, don't get nervous, boy. We're clobbing him before we can do it again. Hey, Mike, what's the matter? He's not dead. Is he? Is he?
How easy do you think life is now, Lane, huh?
After her successful attack on the patrol boat, the Silversides made her way to Brisbane, Australia. There she was refitted, received replacements for some of her crew, and the old hands got a much-needed rest. It wasn't long thereafter that she set out on her next patrol.
Hey, Chief's a little hipped on this inspection business, ain't he? What's with this daily checkup routine?
Look, every man works on this team, Phillips. Works, get it?
Yeah, sure, Mac, sure.
The island of Truk, December 1942. Japan's most formidable, most powerful advanced base. It was here that the Silverside's orders had taken her.
Battle stations, torpedo, make ready all tubes.
Come on, come on.
Shoot!
Fire one.
See? 2 fish, 2 hits. It's easy as falling off a line.
Just hold on to your hat, Buster. We're not out of danger yet.
Break for depth charge.
It's not quite as easy as you figured, is it, Phillips?
The Japanese destroyer had missed the Silversides on her first run. Now she was circling the area like a bloodhound looking for the scent, never giving up.
You know, Jimmy, I think you're finally coming around to the point where you don't think life is such a snap anymore.
That's so?
Yeah. I've noticed on this patrol. You've been pretty much on the ball. Did Mike Harbin have anything to do with this? Huh?
Stow it, George.
Okay, I just kind of had the feeling that you... Oh!
Hey, what's the matter?
It's nothing. It'll go in a second.
Hey, you've had these things before?
They've been kind of coming and going, but... Well, they've never...
Hey, let's get you to the pharmacist. Come on, you don't look so good.
It wasn't good. The pharmacist's mate reported his findings immediately to Captain Burlingame. Platter had a dangerously inflamed appendix, liable to burst at any moment. The pharmacist's mate was not a doctor. He had never operated before. The surgical instruments available were insufficient and not intended for a major operation. But a man's life was at stake. The captain's decision was to operate at once.
What's the word, Doc?
I'm operating.
You'll need some men to help, won't you?
That's right.
Well, I'd like to volunteer. You see, George is my buddy.
Sorry, Lane. There's nothing to come easy in this job. It's going to be tough all the way. I've got my men.
And so Jimmy Lane, who until a few short weeks ago had found life so easy, so without stress or strain, was now sweating it out alone, realizing the tough, hard fact that his closest buddy was facing the loss of his life as another buddy had lost his only a short time before. The enemy seemed to sense his advantage and made the most of it.
Rig for depth charge.
George Gladys survived that appendectomy, despite the complication of a vicious Japanese attack. And the USS Silversides lived through that dogged, relentless attack also. For the next 5 days, they both recuperated. Then on the 6th day,
Of sitting ducks, Roy. The fattest destroyer escort I've seen yet.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, we'll just send him 6 calling cards and run like the devil.
That was number 6, Captain.
Right full rudder, all ahead flank.
Right full rudder, all ahead flank.
Take a deep emergency.
Take a deep emergency.
That's 1. That's 2 and 3.
There goes number 4. Number 5. Number 6 must have been a miss.
Don't see how it could, not at the perfect track angle we had.
But what happened to it?
I wish I knew.
The outer door of the tube is jammed open. The fish is in the starting position.
So?
Well, the torpedo never left the tube. It's just hanging there, half in and half out. That torpedo's armed, Chief. If any of those charges get close enough to detonate it...
I know, Lane, I know. I've already told the captain.
What's to be done?
Nothing. Nothing. Not until we lose those tin cans or detonate the fish. After that, we'll see.
For 3 long hours, the Silverside and her crew sweated it out. as the Japanese tin cans kept up their unceasing attack, and they all knew, every man aboard, that any one of those explosions could detonate that armed, dangling torpedo and put an end to their ship and all of them forever. Finally, the dogged enemy gave up the attack and moved away, and Silverside surfaced onto a quiet, sunlit sea with no enemy within sight. But with our most dangerous enemy, that dangling torpedo still held tight in the forward tube.
How about it, Chief?
She's down there all right, Captain, but not far enough out to get at the exploder.
And there's only one thing left to do.
Yes, sir. Try and get her out by refiring.
What do you figure the odds?
About 10 to 1 that she'll explode when we hit the key.
And if we don't?
She's liable to go off at any time.
All right, then. Let's refire.
Ready for firing, Chief.
All right. Now, you know what our chances are. If that fish goes off before she leaves the tube, I don't have to tell you what's going to happen in this room. I want 3 volunteers. Why you, Lane?
Why not? There's a job to be done. And besides, I guess that if Mike Harbin were here, he would have volunteered.
All right. Lane, Phillips, Chadwick. Rest of you move out.
Oh, 1 second.
Forward torpedo room watertight. Ready for firing, sir.
All back full.
Well, there she goes. Well, what do you think of submarine life now, Lane?
Oh, it's tough, Chief. Plenty tough. But I think a bunch of tough submariners can lick it.
I'll be back in a moment with our special guest. And now I'd like you to meet an officer who was aboard the Silversides on those patrols, who lived through the events we've just shown you and many more. Rear Admiral Creed Burlingame, retired, her first skipper. Creed, from all I've been able to learn, there never was a dull patrol on the Silversides.
I guess we had a crowd of people who made things happen.
I'm sure of that, and it seems to me there were occasions when you overdid it.
How's that?
Well, having to operate on platter wasn't enough, so you had to get depth charge right afterwards to keep things moving.
Well, as I think of it, maybe you're right. The time we got the torpedo stuck in the tube. Most anyone else would have had the good luck to get clear so they could handle this serious casualty. Instead, we were under attack, and we're just fortunate the warhead didn't blow up.
Actually, your knack for making things happen was a great asset to the Silversides. Her record was outstanding.
Yes, of all of our submarines, she ranked 3rd in number of ships sunk.
She was really a fine ship, and you and Captain Jack Coy, who relieved you, are certainly to be congratulated.
But don't forget that great Silverside ship's company.
I'm sure that no one will for a mighty long time to come. Thanks, Creed, for being with us.
Thank you, Tommy.
Please be with us again for another true story of the Silent Service.
Take her down and off and by, through the deep blue underneath the ocean. We'll control the ocean wide, from down, down underneath the sea. Safe and forth we'll pass the word in the future's yet to be. that will say, as long as there's a submariner underneath the sea. So rig for dive and take the gun. Down, go down, down, underneath the ocean. Fearless men will find me down. In the deep blue underneath the sea.